YouTube, what it do? All right, we back here again with another video. Well, I guess this is the second video, so can't even really say another video. So the topic for this one is going to be, why not me? And as I sit here and I realize what I want to do with this channel and the place I want to come from, part of me is wishing I had wrote some of this shit down. But for whatever reason, I opted not to. I just said, you know what? Fuck it. Let's jump in. Let's get it going. I've been putting this off for far too long at this point. Just being a perfectionist. Let's call it that. But you know, the enemy of good is perfect. And it has delayed me for far too long. So let's get into it. Like I said, this is the Demon Oni Show. And the goal of this channel is to bridge the divide between men and women in this intersexual, interpersonal relationship dynamics. We're just not at a good place. And why I think that my message would be different from so many others that are, let me straighten this a little bit, so many others that are out there right now. I feel like everybody is just feeding into the divisive rhetoric. Nobody's really coming up with solutions. Everybody's just kind of talking and giving their opinions and reaction videos, and women suck and men suck and black girls do this and black men do this. And where are we getting with that? Like, seriously, where are we getting as a community? Where are we getting as a group? How is that benefiting any of us? And I'm all for, calling out someone when they've done something wrong, setting standards, having boundaries, having desires, wants, needs, whatever you might call it. But at the same time, if there's no push to make it better, what is the point? And I feel like that's the issue here. I think we've lost the plot. When I originally started watching red pill content, I'd say probably 10 years ago, I was in my red pill rage. I had just gotten out of a divorce, and I thought I did everything right, even though I had tons of flaws as a man. So let me not even say that I did everything right. I thought I was working to be better and to make everything work, and it just didn't work out. And, I'll get into that as I go over the stories and everything in the channel. But I feel like we've been talking about the same stuff for 10 years, for literally a decade now. So much of the content that I've seen, whether it's from the OGs, the people that came in and flamed out, the people that, had monumental success, it all seems to be the same type of shit over and over and over and over. And everybody's just stealing each other's talking points and trying to get a hot take to get that following up, those counts, that engagement. And look, that's fine. I'm not going to sit here and say that anybody's a grifter or anything like that. That's not my place. But what I can say is, it's not making anybody better. It's not creating any improvements in our community, and especially the black community. Like, the black community right now is more or less cooked when it comes to men and women. And like I said, interpersonal dynamics, we seem to be at each other's throat over everything. And there's no more compromise. There's no more give and take. Everybody just expects to get what they want. Women have this need to, a man has to do this, and he has to do that, and he has to do this, and he has to do that, and he has to do this. And all of these standards, all these requirements, all of these things, and if a man could be perfect, and the minute something pops up, oh, I have the ick, I'm not talking to him, I'm on to the next one. While at the same time doing no self-reflection, thinking, oh, well, all women are perfect and we're all amazing and we're all wonderful and we don't have to change. And like, no, you're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Everybody has to work on something. And if you can't recognize that within yourself, There's something flawed inside of you as an individual. And I'm not talking about this to rail on women, because it's the same thing on the side with men. There are these guys who walk around thinking that they just deserve the best looking women, the most feminine women, the most caring, loving, sexual, sensual, submissive, agreeable, whatever words you want to use here. They think they just deserve that. Like, oh, I woke up, I'm a good guy and I deserve that. And it's like, that's not how that works. Bro, you're fat. Bro, you're lazy. You're out of shape. You have no motivation, no ambition. You work a dead-end job. You have no game, no charisma. You don't talk to women. Like, no, you have work to do. Just like the women have work to do, we all have work to do. And until we can, one, accept that. Sorry, I keep adjusting my mask because it's, I'm gonna have to cut out a piece of the bottom. It keeps covering my lips, making it hard to speak. But if we cannot accept that as individuals, that none of us are perfect, that all of us have something to improve on, we're never going to bridge the gap. And these relationships, every relationship you have is about compromise and cost benefit. And I'm not saying that to say, oh, well, I can get this from you if I give you this or vice versa. I'm talking about that's just the nature of relationships. How am I benefiting from you? How are you benefiting from me? What's the reciprocity there? How are we going to make this work for one another? Because I think too many of us now come into these relationships about what I want, what I demand, what I need, what I deserve, but we're not willing to put out what we want or what our partners want or to even care. So that's, again, the foundation of this channel is going to be trying to bridge that gap. Now, why do I feel like I'm fit to talk about this stuff? Well, first off, I'm 40 years old now. I've been through a lot in my life. I've had experiences with women since I was 6 years old. Some dark stuff that I'll get into, and tons of relationships and, girlfriends, fiancés, wives. I've had friends with benefits. I've been the side nigga. I've been the one with the side bitch. I've been snaked by my bros. I've crossed some unquestionable lines that I regret, that I've, made amends for and apologized for as a man of my own. And I think I have the experience, but not only my experience, the collective experience of my brothers. And when I say my brothers, I don't mean my actual physical brothers. I just mean my bros, the men that I love and that I care about and that I've, developed very strong relationships with. My group, the brotherhood is what we refer to each other as. My father, my uncles, the men in my life who have, shown me things, given me the game, all that, and our collective experience with women. But also I can sit back and I can say, hey, these are the areas that I fell short at. These are the areas that I fucked up at. These are the areas where I could have improved, where I made poor decisions in life that led my relationships to an end, that led my friendships to an end, that cost me financial opportunities, that cost me physical health, all these things. So it's not just to come on here and blame women. Oh, women did this. No. I have to talk about those experiences with women because I'm a straight heterosexual man. I've only ever dated women. That is my experience. That's my area of expertise, if you will. I can't talk about relationships with men. Now, that's not to say that I can't understand and empathize with women and some of the things that they've gone through with men, because again, I am a man. I have been a dog for a very long time in my life, And again, I'll get into all of that with the stories, but like I said, why me is because I feel like I have the ability to talk from a man who has experienced these things, a man who has learned from these things, a man who understands where he went wrong and has put in the work to improve in those areas, and it's still struggling, with my own issues, my own demons to this day. I'm not perfect. I'm not sitting here behind stained glass pointing the finger at like, oh yeah, I'm the alpha king, I'm the best, I'm the biggest and all. Like, no, I'm just a regular guy. I've had some success with women. I've had some success with finances. I've had some success in my personal life. But there's still much, much further that I can go and much further that I can improve on. And I want to help men understand that you don't have to be perfect. You can always work to continue being better. I want men to be able to learn from my mistakes so that they hopefully don't make those same mistakes. And I also want to extend that to women, from my own personal stories, the things that hurt me, the things that destroyed me, the things that, broke me as a man, the things that made me better as a man, because I want to sit here and make it seem like all of my relationships were terrible. I learned some incredible things from the women that I've been with in my life, and I credit them for helping me to become the man that I am today. But I want women to understand we are not the same. Like, I do believe that men and women are equal, in the sense that as men and women, we all have inherent value and we all deserve to live a happy life and to prosper and to go after what we want. But we are fundamentally different. We are different on a biological level. We are different on a psychological level. We are different on a physiological level. We are different on a chemical level, even in the chemistry and the way that our brains work. We're different in the way that we see the world. We're different in the way that we experience the world. And I think unless we start having these open, honest conversations and having debates and true talking points and learning how to truly empathize with one another, until we get to that point, I don't think anything is going to change. I think it's just going to continue to get worse and worse and worse. And while some people might sit around and say, well, what do I care? Well, you have children, I assume. Most of you will at some point, if you don't already. What example are you setting for your children? And more importantly than that, what do you think the next generation is going to do as they look up to us as we get older if we are dysfunctional? How are they going to be any better? What are we doing to make our communities better as a collective? Because this us versus them divisive rhetoric, and this is not just something in the Black community. This is not something just in American civilization or culture, I should say. This is a worldwide issue that's happening between all races, all ethnic groups, all age demographics. All of society is experiencing this clash, this just constant, I don't know what to call it. But what I do know is I'm watching it tear people apart. I'm seeing an epidemic of lonely women, of lonely men, of dysfunctional families, of broken children, of a community that used to once be about family and friends and sharing and coming together. And everyone is just being segmented and pulled apart. And if we continue down this path, it's going to lead us to destruction. It's going to lead us to a place of, it's not going to be good. Let's just say that it's not going to be good. And so for me, again, forgive me as I continue to fiddle with my setup. I hope it's not too distracting, but I'm trying to have this conversation and keep my mic and shit in order. But I just want to help. And if these videos get no traction or if it goes nowhere, that's okay. Because I have to be the change you want to see. That's something I've been living by a lot, in my later years, especially now that I'm a father myself and I have my own relationship and, my own real world issues and problems. But I see what is out there in terms of our society. And if I don't step into the role of a mentor and a leader and a guide at my age, I don't know how I'd be able to look at myself in the mirror as a man and say, oh, well, it just is what it is. No, that doesn't work for me. So this is me screaming into the void, trying to make a change. If you are interested, if you would like to go along this journey with me, please subscribe to the page, like, comment, share. And yeah, I think it's time we get into this.